Hey everybody, it's your friend Sarmate here, and we're back with another episode of Settlement Survival. I hope you're having a fantastic and amazing day today. We're down here on the south part of our map. I got a couple other things going on over here. I started to replace some of our regular old homes with some new luxury houses. These are coming together pretty nicely. Kind of slow process, but we do have most of the goods available to upgrade. So my first thought is I'm going to kind of continue to go through these houses right here and continue to upgrade them. Also down over in here, I would like to expand a little bit more of the neighborhood. I kind of want to go up over in here and maybe down south here and with some more houses. And then once we do that, I would like to lay out some plantations. So we have a good amount of space right here. We have the compost plant. So what I would like to do, I'm not sure on the shape yet. I want to try and get as many plantations, the fertile soil buff, as possible. You can see here, if we get zoomed in here real quick, it's kind of hard to see because everything's all white, but we have like 2 or 3 little squares here on the edge of this plantation, and this plantation is getting the fertile soil buff. All 3 of these are getting that buff. So I kind of want to see how many we can cram around here and take advantage of the compost plant here. So I would like to do that. I want to get more food going in here. We're doing really good on food nowadays. We're almost at 50,000 saved up, but I want to keep going. I've noticed, Matt, this is crazy, that once we have a lot of food, we are maintaining a lot more people. We're at 38 free laborers right now. We have immigrants on the timeline. Our industries are starting to get back up in action. I have 20 people on our gem mines over here. Everything's starting to get working again, and it's very, very nice. Happy to finally be getting back to this point. Now, as you can see there on our left, we have a problem potentially here with some water. So what I did once I saw that is I have been adding in 3 more reservoirs. So it's been a little bit since I put them in. I want to watch that water just a little bit longer, and if we need more reservoirs, I'm going to put some more in here, and I want to really get on top of that. Okay, so it just turned green, so hopefully we're okay with water. We're still okay with timber. The ore and the stone, I'm not terribly worried about. Clothing's looking good. We need some more shoes, so I saw that, and I started to put in another reed field over here. We may need to add in a couple more. We only have 85 reeds, so I'm kind of still watching that, seeing how it's doing, and see if we have to add more to it. And then tools is looking good. And then we get down to domestic fuels. 54 is a scary low number to me. We have tons of sawmills running, not full capacity like I thought. So we have 3 right here that are working full now to get domestic fuels from timber. So we got that happening. And then over here on the other side of the river here, I put in another water sawmill to get some more domestic fuels. And I'm kind of thinking we have this nice real flat area right here for mountains. I'm putting in a mine over here and then getting some coal. So it's kind of something that I'm thinking about doing. I just didn't want to put 10 more people into a mine yet. I wanted to wait just a little bit. And then I did put this in too, in between episodes, the supply terminal. I was going to put in domestic fuels in here, but like we mentioned, they're pretty low, so I didn't want to do that. But I do have timber. So we're going ahead, getting timber brought in with our supply terminal right here. I don't have anything really that close that's providing timber. So if we look around here, the closest thing that's really providing timber, well, besides the orchards, but I mean, this is pretty small, is we have the farms right up in here, the forest farms, and then we have a couple right in here. So that's kind of a little bit of a ways to go. So that's why we got a supply terminal getting us some timber. Once we get these plantations over here figured out, I might put in a couple more timber farms. I was looking at the size of our town, and we have a ton more space. Look at how much room we have. We have like probably 2/3 of the map yet that we have to build some stuff on. So I definitely want to do some expanding. I want to get some more food coming in. I want to build a ton of houses, and I want to get industries moving, and I want to just see how far we can take this town. I would like to go for a little bit longer here. We're kind of running out of techs to get. I have 2 points available here. We need some villas, luxury apartments. So we got a handful of techs here and livability we need. Got a handful here. So there's a few things yet through these different trees that we can get. But what I want to do for this episode, let's go ahead and get to some silver and some minting. And then we can go ahead and get to gold mining here eventually. So I want to go silver and minting, because with silver, we can make silver cutlery, and then minting, we can start to make our own coins. This isn't the best way to, or at least this wasn't the best way to make money, but it's kind of a neat thing that you are able to do, make your own coins. So I want to take advantage of that. I'm waiting to send out a caravan. So we're looking at our factions here. Rania Carlos, I'm pretty happy with. And then Meow is the next person to go for. We're at level 1, almost level 2. And we want to get to level 3, because this is where the good stuff is. Dense farm, orchard, and forest farm. Once we get here, I'm going to stop using plantations. I'll probably leave the ones we have, but I'm going to start using dense farms once we get there. These are plus 50% production, and the plantations are plus 25% production. So we're going to do that. And while those trades are going through, we're gaining rep. I want to be selling some things for some coins. Now we have 24,000 silver coins right now. It's pretty decent, but we want to be able to get to horses and donkeys, which were pretty expensive. If I recall, they were about 30,000. So we got a little ways to go for that, if I'm correct. I have to double check. But we also want to get to animal power and help to move some goods around. Efficiency and load limit by plus 500. But we need horses and donkeys. So we need the money to do so. I'm happy we got our gem mine back up and running. Let's see what we got for stock. It's probably not very much yet. 155. That's an okay amount. And then we also have some jade statues back in operation. The jade house is going in right over here. Pulling some jades out from the stone that we have. Currently none in reserves. But what we're doing with them is making jewelry. I've got 3 people here working hard, making us jewelry, and these things sell for a high value. I haven't checked exactly what the price is yet. Oh, it says right there, 50. So you can sell 1 jade for 100 or 4 jewelries for 50 a piece. So yeah, that's a pretty good turnaround. So we have a good amount of these saved up, 159. I'm going to wait a little bit longer, do a caravan, and make a ton of money, gain a ton of rep, and I'm just kind of waiting to do that. Another thing we've been working on for forever is trying to get some upgrades for our mines. And I've been really short on lanterns and steel for a long time. We had the, of course, the food problem. But now that that's resolved, I'm trying to get process back in action. So we're making some lamp oil over here. We got tons of fat saved up. And then we are also trying to make lanterns. So we have to keep our eyes peeled. It looks like glass bottles are starting to take a hit. So we may need to throw in another kiln, or let's just double check the kiln that we do have making glass bottles and make sure that it's running how I want it to be running. So here we go. Here's the kiln factory. Looks like so here we go. So we follow the chain down. Glass bottles looking low. Sand's looking good, but refined fuel is what's short. You can see there, total reserves is a whole 0. So we got to find the thing that's making us some refined fuel. So here we go, the fuel factory. Got tons of timber. Let's go ahead and get another one put in. I think what we'll do is we'll kind of just plop it in down over in here. That should be just fine. And let's do an additional one. So we'll do 2 more. I wanted them over in here because this area is going to be making the steel, of course, and using a lot of refined fuels. So if this is all close by right here, we'll be able to take that refined fuel right out of there and put it into the steel smelter. I would like to get that closer to the wood, the timber up over in here to process the wood into the refined fuels more efficiently, but it's a little bit far away, a little crammed over here, so I'm not really going to do that yet. So this should be a decent enough spot, especially once we add in perhaps another couple of forest farms maybe over in this space. Let's check this back out. We're going to go ahead and grab this plantation, and yep, we do see the green showing up. So I'm going to go ahead and lie a couple more of these down. It looks like I can fit that pretty good. And then I don't want to go too wild with this right away. I want to go kind of slow, but it looks like we could get maybe 12 in there. And I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good for 1 compost plant to get 12 plantations fertile soil. Pretty nice, pretty decent. But the tricky thing is we're going to figure out how to kind of snake our roads in here. The face of this is facing, I'm going to call this north. And then we do, I did leave a space right in here for this guy. So let's kind of work our way in there like that. Yeah, it might not be working super great, but we'll see. So we'll go ahead, we'll build these 3 other plantations. Right now, over here, I have oats. And we know that we lose a ton of our oats every year. But I wanted to put a couple more plantations in for them because I wanted to make some beer again. So for a while there, we were using our oats and bringing them to the mills. And our mills were producing flour. And we were making bread and cookies and stuff. But that whole thing kind of fell apart So we're kind of trying to work our way back up. You can see we got a little bit of flour here, so we're getting there. But then we have to find our bread shop, and we got to use that flour someplace. So let's go ahead and put a couple more workers in here. Let's just go with one for now because we don't have a great stockpile of flour yet. So another thing I want to do is grab our mill, and I want to bring another one down over right in here. I was hoping that would fit there. It'll work right here though. So we'll get that guy in right there. It's close by. We'll be able to process some of these oats, and then I want to put another brewer in here. Let's see if we can find that here. I said brewery, but I mean winery. We're going to need to find a spot for this guy. I want it to be kind of close over here. We're going to process our oats right in here, of course. And so let's kind of just, I'm going to go ahead and put it down here, kind of on the end of the town, little neighborhoody area. I do have this kind of a weird space over here. I want to continue our road straight south here. And I think what I'll do in this space is put in some nurseries. Wow, we're at 45 people all of a sudden. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that right now. The nurseries I want to put over here because we are able to grow tobacco, which is a pretty good trade resource. So I'm going to put a couple in here. Nothing too much. We'll do like 3, and we'll go ahead and do that. And then while we're over here, let's go ahead and find our mine. And we do want the deep mine. So let's see. Let's grab the deep mine. I don't think we'll have the resources initially to build this thing. And then I'm going to go ahead. I wish this fit right in here, but oh, it does. Perfect. All right, right there. We'll put our deep mine down. We need a little bit of lanterns. I might just go ahead and purchase these 120 lanterns. I'm not really sure what they're being used for. I'm wondering if the mines now consume lanterns, and none of these are running. Let's see if we can find a mine. So we have a bunch of senior mines over here, and I'm not seeing anything about the lanterns. So I'm really wondering, I mean, we can upgrade with them, but I'm wondering what's happening to those lanterns because we've been making lanterns for forever. And I would think that I would have a big stockpile of them, but they're kind of missing. So I'm not sure, but we'll have to buy some, I think. We got a couple plantations over here. Something that I was thinking about doing over here was going back with some cotton seeds and growing some more cotton. We'll go ahead and set those up, add in a couple more workers on there. And so that cotton stuff what was over here, we have one field. And then we do have our textile mill right here that is making cotton cloth, or it's trying to. But we've been out of cotton, so hopefully that this kind of kicks back up. I wouldn't mind. I guess I don't really know what I'm going to be using cotton cloth for, but we could absolutely sell it. So that's something that we could consider doing as well. So that's on the way. And then finally, we also have our mulberries growing on over here. They're happy. We got silkworm shed that's happy. Got tons of cocoons. And then we do have right here our textile mill. We have 204 silk. So we need to actually start getting something that we can use the silk for, and that would be something over here in the tailoring world. Let's see, we have our down jackets, but now we can go to luxury coats because we have silk, we got feathers. Let's go ahead and move to luxury coats. Industry or agriculture. Many workers have found that they can increase work efficiency and production by increasing power and water consumption at the expense of producing more wastewater containing pollutants. Okay, so we got this event before, and then when we did allow them, it hurt our fishing production. So I'm going to stop them this time. And then, like I was saying here with our clothing factory, let's go luxury coats. And let's check out gowns, too, while we're here. Okay, yeah, so this is going to take a little bit more advanced stuff than we currently have. That silver is something we have kind of quit producing because of the docks. So for now, I guess we'll just go ahead and go to luxury coats. Ooh, and something else to consider. Check out this, custom gowns. If we have jewelry, which we do, and silver, we could be making custom gowns as well. So for now, we'll just go ahead and do luxury coats, but we're getting there. If we can get our... Ooh, look at this serpentine line of immigrants rolling up into town. If we could get our fishing ports back up in action, which means getting our reeds back up in action, if we follow the chain down, then we can absolutely do that. You can see, yeah, these lobster people are just hanging out because they don't have any nets. So something that we really need to focus on, it looks like, is getting a ton more of these reed fields going. So let's go ahead and we'll plop in. I want to do like, let's go like 3. And then once we have that many going, hopefully that'll be enough. It sure wouldn't hurt to have another tailor making shoes. So that's going to be something that I'm also thinking about. Oh, and then over here we have our mill ready to go. Good old Bob. And then we're going to go ahead and add flour to that. Okay. Oh, and 3 more plantations. All right, let me go ahead and add 3 workers to all these. And let's go ahead and do some oats in here. Okay, great. So that's on the way. We do have our winery ready to go over here. And let's go ahead and come back to beer. Oh, I was thinking that we had to mill the oats for beer. Is it what am I thinking of? Oh, I don't know. I'm mistaken, I guess. I guess we don't need the mill, but we have it anyway, I guess. So yeah, we got beer. Let's go ahead and get that rolling. And then I'm gonna go ahead and we'll leave it. We'll make some bread. So we'll have that going. And then we have our nursery right over here, and let's get some tobacco started. And before it's too late, let's go pick up those immigrants that are in the middle of the town over here. 31 immigrants. We'll go ahead and accept them. I love it. Lots more people joining the town. And we are just now getting to the point where citizens want new houses. So we do have this little area, like I mentioned earlier in the episode, where we've been going ahead and starting up some luxury houses. So let's kind of continue that. I'm just going to plop a couple of them down up over in here, and we'll get these built up. These guys take some building kits, some brick, and some glass. So brick is something that's used like pretty much all over the town right now. And as you can see, we're getting a little low on it. So we should double check our kiln. So let's go ahead and see, can we do any upgrades? It looks like we could do an upgrade. We can upgrade the kiln factory with a brick kiln. Remodel the structure with brick kiln to get the fire burning stronger. Improve the work efficiency. Let's go ahead and do that. And we could even remodel and add in another worker. So we'll do that as well. So a little bit of upgrade on that kiln. That'll be a good thing to have. Ooh, this fuel factory needs an extra worker. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm so happy that we can do this again. I'm finally getting back to playing the game and not just watching the town wilt. It's so nice. Okay, oh, this forge looks like it needs a little bit more build room. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go crazy with building kits. Especially toward the end of the game, you need a lot of building kits. So we're going to go ahead and get those set up. Now that it's been a little bit, let's go ahead and come back over to our caravan. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go visit Meow. And I'm going to get a caravan set up. I'm going to go with 8 people because of this risk of death. I want it to be really low. Let's go with 10. We have 70 people for Pete's sake. Okay, we'll go 10. And we're going to sell some items. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up, and I'll bring you back in just a second. All right, here we go. Caravan set up. We have the 10 workers, buying insurance. We're selling some tobacco, gems, jewelry, and jade statues for 52,000 money. Pretty awesome. And then I'm going to buy 360 lanterns so you can upgrade a bunch of mines for about 10,000 here. So let's go ahead and get this formed up. It's going to be, wow, 500 days. That's a long time, but we'll go for it. All right, so that's going to be on the way there once they get loaded up. So next up, I think what I'm going to do, we'll come back over in here and let's get a couple more of these plantations laid up. It is October now, so we have plenty of time to get a couple of these built at least, hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and get 3 more in there. And let's see if we can fit. Oh, it doesn't fit. Oh, so close. Okay, so we'll go that guy right there like so, and oh man, that's too bad. So instead of 12, I guess we're gonna have 10 plantations over here. That's still pretty good. Something that we could do to use up the space though is we could put in a little warehouse action. We can do that. We'll do that right there, and we'll just let the builders here get this all situated, and then we can get that on the way. Ooh, looks like this deep mine is doing pretty good with the lanterns. We didn't need to ship that many, but 360 will be plenty. We'll be able to upgrade lots of our mines, and then we won't ever have to worry about it again. Looks like 2 more nurseries are ready to go over here. We're going to go ahead and, of course, get tobacco seeds going. And then let's check our winery again. I wanted to see some of these other things that I can get into. So we could make some tequila, but, ooh, there again, that glass bottle. So let's go ahead and double check our reserve fuel, or our refined fuels. So we put in the fuel factory. That was right over in here. Here's the 2 of them. I'm going to add a couple more workers, and let's see if we can upgrade these at all. And it looks like we can. Let's do a couple more brick kilns, but if we look here, we're only at 130 left. So that's not going to work super great for both these. It's going to do fine for one, but I don't want to run out of bricks either. So what we're going to have to do, let's go check out our kiln here. That's using clay to make bricks. And we have clay saved up. It's, again, that refined fuel issue. So I think what we'll do is we'll even add in a couple more refined fuels. I feel like this is getting a little bit wild. But let's come down over here into this area. And let's add in a couple of them right in here. So let's do this. And then something else over here. Now that we have so many nice workers, I want to put in the dense farm. I'll put the dense farm in here. And we'll see where we're looking with our rep from Meow when we get back. In 500 days. I'm hoping we get something good out of it. We are selling a lot of stuff, lots of silver coins on the way, so that'll be exciting once we can do that. So with this mine right here, this will probably be our silver mine. So let's go ahead and go to our processing and let's find our minting. So here we go. We got the mint. And then let's go ahead and add this guy. Let's go a little bit down because I want to put in another warehouse. I got a couple right in here, but we'll put one right there. And we'll wait for this mint to get created. We should have all of these required things. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. So we have that on the way as well. So we have to wait for that to get completed. Something else that I did that I should have mentioned is we are now fully operational with all of our schools again. So we have the 3 schools. We are at 60 people in the school right there. You can see 60 students. So we have to add in a couple more of those schools to help those kids get the efficient workers as they graduate. So we could do that, but let's go ahead and try a boarding school. I don't think we have any of these yet. We should be able to build it, no problem. And since we're kind of developing this little area, ooh, that almost fits in there nice. We'll go ahead and put it down right in here. So we'll put that school down, and let's go ahead. We'll put another one over here on a different part of the world. And let's just go, ooh, this should work just fine right in here. So we'll put this to the back of our chapel right over in here, and we'll get, of course, our obsidian road and tie that in. So yeah, we'll check those out once those are up and running. That'll be kind of an interesting thing. So what this says is school-age children will live and study in the boarding school, and their efficiency increases after graduation. Graduated children need to move into new houses. Okay, so yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes peeled. We currently have 24 citizens who want new houses, and our luxury houses that we put in over here are now good to go. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take a second, and I'm going to stick a couple more luxury houses kind of probably up in here, and then we'll be right back. All right, our houses are all laid out here. We got quite a few on the way, which would be awesome. Before we forget, let's go ahead and let's add 2 more people to the marketplace. I'll probably go through and make sure we have at least 3 people in the marketplaces, 3 vendors in the marketplaces to help those deliverable goods. We'll have that set up here. We got our deep mine good to go. Let's go ahead and hit silver ore. So we'll have that. And then, you know what? Let's go ahead and fill in with the 10 people. That'll be great. So that's got 10 people. Our gem mines have 10 people each, so that's all coming together nicely. Oh, and I did put in another cannery over here, so we should check that out. So since we are doing canneries now, that's where most of our glass bottles are going. Looks like we're doing all right with salt, but we need a little bit more fish. So let's go ahead and we'll double check our fish and make sure that they have full capacity of workers. Looks like we need a few more people, not too bad. And then we are also going to need, oh, I forgot to check these guys. Reed fields are good to go. Let's go ahead and increase those and check the reeds. Okay, now we're looking good with reeds. So let's find our tailor over here. Something to make our shoes. And I did this before. It's not the tailor that makes the shoes. It is the knitting workshop. So we have our knitting workshop here. And then we do want to also be making nets. So since we have a pretty good reed gathering area over here, I'm going to kind of take advantage of that location with a couple more of these knitting workshops because we do want to also have a place for nets. So let's get a couple of these guys working. We'll have, well, 3 of them, I guess, not a couple. And we'll get those guys set up. And then once we get those dense forest farms, we're going to fill this all in over here with those. And then it'll all be close by here. So here we go. We got our mint good to go. Making silver coins, waiting for some silver to come in. Let's see, what are you missing? It looks like you're missing a little bit of oats. Could use a little bit more water. So yeah, oh, we got this all set up. All right, let's go ahead and, oop, just out of habit, potatoes. We're going to go ahead and set up some oats. And then, of course, we'll have to go through and add in a couple of extra people here to make sure that we get as many of these oats in as possible. All right, awesome. So lots of stuff happening over here. It'll be really nice to get this up and running and getting all sorts of oats. I don't know if this is the greatest setup for our plantations. I do like that they all got the buff from the compost plant here, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really like it. I feel like it takes up a lot of space and a lot of it's wasted. We could have 2 more in here. Something we could do is just fill it in with regular old farms. I mean, we could do that. So maybe that's something that I'll consider doing here in the future. But that situation's looking all right. It's a lot of oats coming in. Hopefully we're doing okay with food here. Looks like we're still going up. Let's just double check our production graph while we're here thinking about it. So here's our production graph. And then we have to switch to graph mode. Food looking great, producing 52,000 and consuming 43,000. So yeah, we're on the upswing. Luckily, that's awesome. We want to keep it that way. Even if we're gathering, grabbing all of these immigrants that come in, Gotta stay on top of the food situation. It looks like our caravan is barely halfway back, so we got quite a ways left to go on the caravan, and we'll see where we get. So we'll for sure get level 2, but we'll see if we even get level 3. It'll be really close. But we have to do that on the next episode. I'm kind of out of time for the night. I hope you have a fantastic and amazing rest of your evening, day, or night, and I hope to see you again soon.